Welcome back, folks. It's 19 minutes before 8 o'clock. Remember, if you're heading into your place of work, your place of endeavor, and you're attempting to get there before 8 a.m., then you should be there by now. And if you must be there, you can continue listening to us on tv6tnt.com and also on 87.7 FM. Well, let's talk some more art. The performing arts, very important to the development of a society. And in recognition of these matters, we have in studio for the Caribbean Spoken Word Festival, Mr. Mtima Solwazi.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, I got that right. Good.
Correct,
so that's
correct.
one. And we have Wendy Motion Brathwaite.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. So these two persons are here in celebration of the spoken word, and there is a particular festival that they are here to promote. Folks, welcome to Morning Edition.
Thank you.
Good.
Morning.
So, Wendy, let me begin with you. In terms of what V.O.C.A.L is all about, could you explain what V.O.C.A.L really stands for?
V.O.C.A.L is a collective of artists out of Canada, representing various islands of the Caribbean diaspora. It was spearheaded by Nth Degree, Anthony Bansfield, who is a spoken word poet and I would say organizer coming out of Ottawa. He brought together myself, Motion, as well as Dwayne Morgan, Manchilde, representing Philadelphia as well as Montreal, and lastly Eddy, the original one. And so we've all spoken word artists and poets who've been working together in various ways throughout the past few years now, and connecting, you know, whether it's here at home or abroad. And so it's really amazing to be able to come here and be a part of this festival, Cascadoo.
And when you look at the audience reception of this kind of art, do you think that it is becoming increasingly popular across not just North America, but in the Caribbean as well, the diaspora areas? Do you think that this particular form of art is becoming increasingly popular?
I would say that it's always been popular in various forms, whether it's from, you know, the lyrics of calypso to storytelling, the stories of Anansi, to dub poetry. I think that it's always, I know that it's always been a part of our culture from very ancient times. It just comes into different forms depending on the generation and the era of our existence on this planet. But it's definitely something that we recreate, we reborn, we relive with each passing year through the oral culture. Yeah.
And you think that effectively this is one of the great media to use to really get the message out there to a wide cross section of people?
Yes, I agree with you, because spoken word is about, as they say, word, sound, and power. When we have word and we have sound connected, then power is able to be emanated through that. We are not only able to read the word on the page, which is also an important way of communicating, but you can also use the voice, music, tone, pitch, volume, you know, all of the above to affect how you are being received. And then with spoken word is also a reciprocal relationship. Your audience, or our audience, is part of the performance, just like a storyteller is their listener who might say crick crack or whatever may be the call and response, or the party rocking that lives, whether it's in hip hop, etc. It always seems to, like I said, reborn, and no matter where we are on this earth, it comes out in some type of form, whatever language.
That's excellent. So Mtima Solwazi, let me just try to get a handle in terms of this Caribbean Spoken Word Festival. This particular festival, is this something that is recent, or is this something that has been ongoing for some time?
This is the first annual one. It's called Cascadoo, Caribbean New Voices International Festival of Spoken Word. It's the first we have. It will be an annual event.
Yes.
But in terms of, as she said, N Degree Anthony, we have been collaborating over some years. trying to put this together, this festival of its kind. It comprises of workshops, panchayats, and theatric showcases. For instance, we had a workshop yesterday at Nalis. There's one on today and tomorrow. It starts at 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
At the same venue, Nalis?
Yes, Nalis,
okay.
the AV room.
Now these workshops are really helping spoken word artists really consider the art form, the craft, and learning techniques and that kind of thing.
The topics yesterday covered by Eddy, the original one, and Manchilde, they did one, and then Dwayne Morgan and Digri. The topics were Spoken Word 101, that was the first topic, and the other one was Conquering the Stage. So they got an overview of what is spoken word, the evolution of spoken word, you know, how to apply spoken word, and then now we deal with the stage, you know, presentation, stage fright, all these aspects that deal with conquering your stage. And today we're having therapeutic poetry.
Therapeutic
therapeutic,
I like the sound of that.
We also have in protecting your craft, because that is a thing that...
In terms of intellectual property.
Yes. Because, yes, they may like it because it's fun to do, but like motion, like vocal team, that's their job. That's what they do. So they know firsthand about protecting their craft. Right? Then we also have activism in spoken word. Because, yes, it's good to say a nice spoken word piece, but we want to encourage young people now to use it as a force for change, right? Not just in self, but in others.
So they can attend these particular workshops. They continue today at 9 a.m. at the Nalis in Port of Spain. And anyone who's interested in the spoken word.
Those involved in the art form, those who love the art form, you know, everybody can attend the workshops. You know?
There is a close similarity between just the spoken word and our art form called rap soul.
Yes.
And yes, I know you referred to calypso and the content of calypsos and so on, and that too is part of the oral tradition. But rhapso in particular is a close cousin in many ways to spoken word. It's almost like spoken word with music.
Yeah, and you're correct, because yesterday we had an open showcase yesterday on the arcade at Nalis. And we had performing Brother Book, a vintage rhapso artist, and Curious Ringo. Right? We also had Obadred, and they did rhapso, because that's their thing. We had storytelling, anti-theater, and then we had featured vocal. So yes, you're correct. And well, respectfully, I would say I think spoken word, as Moshe was saying, a rebirth, a reborn, came out of all that rhapso, you know, and just a new medium to bring the same word that rhapso is bringing, that calypso is bringing, that dub poetry is bringing.
Moshe, how feasible is it for a young person to consider using this art form as really a type of lifestyle and actually generating sufficient income to support themselves and a family, using this as their medium, as opposed to going out there and looking for the traditional employment opportunities and so on?
Well, I think that spoken word, rap, so whatever way that you're conducting your artistic career is the same way that you would conduct any career, whether it's teaching in a bank, you know, economics, arts and culture is also part of that.
And what is important then to the young people listening to you, Moshe, is how, when you create these works, how do you then convert that into a stream of income? Because I'm sure, like any artwork, there is the element of intellectual property protection and so on, and goes along with it. And you can generate income from licensing your work to other people and all of that. But generally speaking, how do you generate that stream of income from this kind of work?
Well, the first thing is setting a really strong foundation, which is the work itself. The whole practice of the art, the whole building your craft. Mentorship is actually a really, really important part of whether it's spoken word or any other art form. Being able to learn from those who are either currently doing it or have gone before, studying the work, studying the craft, so that you as an artist know exactly what you're doing and where you want to fit in. How do you not only fit in, but what is it that you want to make unique?
Right.
So also studying it as much as possible, whether it's traditionally in school, because there's so many different courses right now that are spoken word, hip hop, these type of art forms are being taught in schools, the music business, etc. But that's one form, or your own studies and building with others who are doing what you're doing. I would say thirdly is also being able to, the same type of thing in economics when you have to sort of diversify your portfolio,
right.
Diversifying how you attack your career. So performing is an element, publishing is another element, teaching is another element, organizing and promoting is another element.
Right.
So even when you look within vocal, you'll see that there are artists within us who do all of the above, who have certain talents in, whether it's in arts leadership or in spoken word promotion and creating events. Others are mentors. Some are recording artists. So not feeling that there's only going to be one stream of income or one stream of output for and dissemination for your work. You really have to, as all artists do, look at
create several streams.
Exactly, several streams, because you know, it's not the same thing as like, okay, every 2 weeks, you know, or every
every 2 weeks you're at this particular venue.
Exactly, and you know this is where your paycheck is coming from.
Right.
An amazing thing also is creating your brand, the brand who you are. iEmotion, Dwayne Morgan, Manchilde, Nth Degree, the original one, and people knowing, okay, that this is your brand. This is you're not simply an artist, but you're also an entity. So whatever our name is on, whatever we're doing, you bring a certain quality to the work, and others will also expect that. And I say lastly is networking. This is why we're here in Trinidad and Tobago. This is why others have gone to Africa or to around the States, across Canada, because of the network. You cannot do this alone. It's definitely a community and communal movement.
Great. And Mtima, as far as this particular festival is, we just want to just give me the final date.
Well, apart from the workshops, we have 2 other events Thursday and Friday.
Right, so you have an event Thursday and Friday, starting?
Thursday, we're at Woodford Square.
Woodford Square, and Friday?
From 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Called Guerrilla Poetry. And then in the Panyard in Pandemonium from 7 to 10.
On Friday?
Thursday. Yeah.
And then
Friday,
yes,
we end in style under the trees at Normandy.
Under the trees at Normandy.
7 to 10.
7 to 10 on Friday.
Yeah, so we ask everyone to come out.
Yes, and support.
You all to come out to cover the events.
Yes.
Right. It's open and free to the public, except the Normandy. It's a cost of $50. A small cover.
Very small.
Yeah, at the gates.
Just to cover your basic costs. Right. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Motion, thank you for being here. Mtima, Solwazi, thank you for putting all of this together. And certainly, I think young people looking on are going to be looking at this as an important avenue to generate, new careers. We are going to be back with the 8 o'clock news and wrap up today's program. So just stick with us.